I'm Catherine Brownlee, President of Alberta Enterprise Group, a business advocacy organization established in 2007 by a group of visionary business leaders, many of whom are in the room. Our mission is to transform Alberta into a thriving hub for both living and conducting business, ensuring prosperity for every Albertan. With over 150,000 employed Albertans among our members, we have a significant presence in all communities of all sizes throughout the province. Our collective economic impact amounts to billions of dollars annually, actively stimulating and shaping the business landscape for the benefit of us all. At AAG, we are dedicated to serving our members through effective advocacy and defense. Membership with AAG brings numerous benefits, including participation in trade missions, which we talked about today in our board meeting, regular networking events, member spotlight features, access to AAG health benefits through our partner ICBA, with Mike Martins is in the room. Thank you for joining us, Mike. And most recently, a loyalty benefits program that provides deep discounts for a wide variety of services and products. If you're not yet an AAG member and would like to learn more, please call Kelly Charlebois 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Kelly is our government relations lead, and we're extremely grateful to him and all of our senior advisors. It was his doing that made this all happen for us tonight, so thank you, Kelly. Tonight has also been made possible by our sponsors and supporters, Platinum sponsors Maple Leaf Strategies, where Kelly also works, and Ledcor Group, thank you. Access to Tribe was Diamond sponsor, Gold sponsor was Teamwork Consulting, Silver sponsors was Canadian Natural Resources, Northwest College, and ICBA. And now we'd like to celebrate our amazing colleagues who also work tirelessly behind the scenes, and you will see them on the screen in a minute. And or not. So that's our team. Thank you. We modify on the fly. We may or may not get there. Big thanks to our colleagues and all of our sponsors, so thank you. Today we have a slightly different format than we normally do. In a moment, you'll hear from Kelly Charlebois and then Deputy Minister Ray Gilmour. Table discussions will be treated with Chatham House rules, meaning anything that is discussed here does not leave the room. For the first 50 minutes, or slightly less perhaps because we're a little bit delayed, Deputy Ministers will remain at their first table and then we'll move to the second table for the remainder. Closing remarks and then networking as you wish for the rest of the evening. Kelly, thank you so much for joining me at the stage.
Thank you, Catherine. It is very much my pleasure to be here as a fellow AEG member and also representing Maple Leaf Strategies. Thank you all for being here. But I also have an even greater honor, which is to take a few minutes and introduce everyone in the room to the deputy ministers, and in some cases the assistant deputy ministers that have been able to join us tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about Ray at the end and then invite him up to speak to us. But I just want to say how welcoming and how willing the government was to have this session, and how we certainly at AEG hope this is the first of many such sessions. And I know you're all going to have great conversations at your tables, so thanks for being here. So I'm going to just sort of go in order of the ministry, and I'm going to start with deputy ministers, if that's okay. So Rhonda Golden, who I saw a little earlier, thank you for being here, if you wouldn't mind giving us a wave. Rhonda is the DM of Forestry and Parks. She joined government in 1997 and has held leadership roles across several ministries. She previously served as an ADM in both Service Alberta and Red Tape Reduction and Environment and Parks. And she started her career as a lawyer in the Department of Justice. So thank you for being here. Ufodike, oh, yes, you are here. Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't catch you earlier. Thank you for being here. He is the Deputy Minister of Immigration and Multiculturalism and joined government in 2022 as the Deputy Minister of Trade, Immigration and Multiculturalism. He formerly was a teacher at York University and is a licensed public practitioner by CPA Alberta and has almost 30 years of professional experience. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Donavon Young, who I got to catch up with. Donavon, thank you so much for being here. Donavon is Deputy Minister of Indigenous Relations. He brings 35 years of direct experience to his position. Christopher McPherson, thank you for
being here. He's Deputy Minister of Jobs, Economy and Trade. Joined the government in 2014 and served in several senior leadership roles, including Deputy Clerk of Executive Council and Deputy Secretary to Cabinet. Prior to that, Persson held ADM roles in economic policy, operations, and strategic communications. Really appreciate you making time tonight. Stephanie Clarke, who is the Deputy Minister of Service Alberta and Red Tape Reduction, joined the government in 2003 and has served as a member of leadership teams for environment and parks, municipal affairs, and energy. She was Deputy Minister of Affordability and Utilities and held a number of ADM positions throughout government. Thank you for being here. Maureen Toll, who is the Acting Deputy Minister of Tech and Innovation. Back way over there. Thank you, Maureen. She joined the government in 2000 and has made significant contributions to the digital transformation and modernization of government services. As ADM, Maureen led efforts to advance Alberta's innovation agenda through the Innovation Funding Program under the Alberta Technology and Innovation Strategy. She is also Chief Data and Privacy Officer for Alberta. Bryce Stewart. Hi, Bryce. Thank you for being here. Deputy Minister of Transportation and Economic Corridors, joined the Alberta government in 2006, has held several ADM positions. He also served as Deputy Minister of Mental Health and Addiction, Associate DM and Senior ADM with Alberta Health. Bryce was an ADM and Senior ADM in Treasury Board and Finance and ADM in the Public Service Commission and former Human Services Ministry and the Policy Coordination Office in Executive Council. Just before I get to the ADMs, I think what we're all hearing tonight is the diversity of experiences and backgrounds that all of these excellent people bring to the service they give us here in Alberta. And so again, thank you for being here tonight. So we do have 5 Assistant Deputy Ministers who are representing their DMs who could not join us tonight. Doug Lammy. And Doug, he is the ADM representing Larry Kaumeyer, who is the Deputy Minister of Energy and Minerals. Doug is the ADM of Energy Operations in Alberta Energy and Minerals. Doug's division is responsible for the administration of tenure policy, assessment, and collection of royalties for oil sands, natural gas, and minerals, and energy policy implementation. In my read, you're the guy who brings the money in the door, so well done, thank you. I would also like to introduce Tom Davis, who's ADM representing Sherry Wilson. Is Tom here? Maybe Tom's not here yet, but I believe he's joining us. Sherry Wilson is the DM of Environment and Protected Areas, and Tom is the ADM of Resource Stewardship with Alberta Environment and Protected Areas. Tom joined the government of Alberta in 2006, and before that served 24 years with the Canadian Forces in a variety of capacities. And during his time with the government, he has served as ADM Field Secretariat and the Corporate Services and Strategy and Governance Divisions within Environment and Protected Areas. Leanne Wagner, who's here, hi Leanne, who's here representing Tremblay, who is the Deputy Minister of Health. And Leanne is ADM responsible, get ready for this, so she is responsible for leading primary care, health workforce, pharmaceuticals, and supplementary benefits and health information systems divisions. I'm not sure what you are responsible for now. We greatly appreciate you taking the time out and joining us here this evening. Kathy Manego is ADM representing Mary Persson, the DM of Infrastructure. Kathy. Oh, thank you. Hi, Kathy. Thank you so much for joining us. Prior to being in infrastructure, Kathy was in a leadership role in municipal affairs, supporting municipalities, making sure they had access to resources and tools. Before that, Kathy held roles in environment, parks, and Alberta transportation, delivering on projects for flood mitigation and transportation planning. Thank you so much for being here. And last but definitely not least is Paul Levay, who is here from representing the Deputy Minister of Treasury and Board and Finance. Paul is the ADM of the responsible for the government's economic analysis and forecasting, tax policy, and data analytics functions. I don't know what that is, but it sure sounds important, so we're really grateful for you to be here joining us tonight as well. Thank you so much. I do want to just find my notes. That's what I want to do. I have truly, in my opinion, and save the best for last. Ray Gilmour, who serves as the Deputy Minister of Executive Council, which makes him the Deputy of the Deputies. Ray previously served in several Deputy Minister positions since joining the public service in 2007. Before that, he worked for the City of Medicine Hat and spent 15 years in banking and financial services. He's a CPA and an MBA. And I think, as I said at the beginning, I want to repeat, Ray has made this evening happen, and he's made it happen without a whole bunch of trouble or hullabaloo. And I'm really, really grateful to Ray. So Ray, if you join us up here and say a few words, thank you.
Well, thanks, Kelly. And it's a number of months ago that Kelly and I started having a conversation about this, so it's so nice to see it come together tonight, as it has. The only concern I have is next time you don't need to put my smiling mug up there. I'll just say that. But it's a pleasure to be here tonight and to introduce ourselves as the deputies to the AEG. AEG is such an important organization, working for the last 17 years and represented, as was said earlier, billions of dollars of investment and generation of economic activity in this province. I'd just like to share, we don't get a chance to talk a lot about what happens in the public service, so I do want to share with you that our organization, just like the organizations in this room, we have a lot of common challenges and a lot of common causes. We make sure that we try to operate efficiently and manage our costs so that our operations and programs are sustainable. I'd like to share with you that the Alberta Public Service, when you compare public servants to population across this country, is second only to Ontario. And they have such a large population, they'll always be the lowest. But to put it in perspective, if we were at the Canadian average for public servants relative to population, we would have 10,000 more public servants than we have today. In fact, we are, in that regard, and we've gone through a lot of changes in the last number of years. We also understand the importance of talking to people and stakeholders. Over the last number of years, we've developed many new tools to gather stakeholder feedback and process it faster and supports to be better informed as we come forward with our policy and our legislation, and we'll continue to develop in that area. In terms of technology and innovation, we are continuing to expand our products and our services to Albertans. In the past 3 years, we've released over 30 services and products on modern digital platforms to continue to look for opportunities and to roll out our programs and services in a way that improves services to Albertans at lower costs. One example that we recently launched was the site selection tool. It's a web-based tool dashboard that simplifies the process for investors to seek land or buildings for business expansion in relation to Alberta. And we continue to focus on red tape reduction and removing unnecessary administrative burden to enable employers to grow their businesses and expand in our province. The government recently achieved a reduction of 1/3, and we continue to move forward and show reductions as we go forward. We're continuously looking for ways to strengthen our competitive advantage so that we continue to grow our economy and remain in Alberta and location where businesses, skilled labor, and investment can work together. I want to touch on the value of governments working collaboratively with business. Engaging with governments is important, and it helps provide valuable context and insights to the work that we undertake. It allows us the opportunity to learn and to establish dialogue on public policy and other important issues. It helps inform our decision-making and ultimately end up with our elected officials. This event is just another avenue to establish that dialogue and to learn from one another. I want to thank you all for making that possible tonight, especially again to Kelly for originating this. On behalf of my Deputy Minister colleagues, we welcome the many discussions that will be had at the tables tonight. Thank you for your efforts in ensuring Alberta remains vibrant, a growing province that we know it to be.